your 2023 World Champ Fractal versus 2024 current World Champ Alex C. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
And yep, good. Obviously, two players are going to be starting at pretty much similar stacks over here. A lot of the same strategies being utilized over here. Okay, so we finally had a little bit of divergence here, and Alex T is going to have to do a little burning, but obviously it's not going to matter at this point. So.
Yeah, I mean, we can see because in the past Fractal, especially last tournament, these two players met up in the finals, and Fractal had some phenomenal games. In fact, he almost got the first comp 1.4 in a round 1 matchup against Katie. And it was tremendous. Like seeing, I think it was a late 23 max out. It was just like mind blowing just watching it. It was just a true stacking masterclass. So you never know if he gets that momentum, how far he can carry it into these next few games. Because they're going to play at least 3.
Yeah, it's just so crazy because, I know we say this all the time, but, things that were amazing back then are almost pedestrian nowadays. It's crazy how much these players have taken this game to another level. Oh, Alex trying to set up for a dirty Tetris. Not going to quite get that there. He's having a little bit of awkward RNG over here. You can see how he's being forced to do a couple of burns. So now he's got something set up here, but yeah, no good place to place that L piece.
The burns just didn't quite work out for that setup. He knows that he wants to be efficient and trying to go what better way to dig than with Tetris's. Unfortunately, the pieces and the burn that he chose just didn't work out, and right now...
He still might be able to get him. Now, all of a sudden, the drought, there it is, and boom! Dirty Tetris for Alex.
Ooh, beautiful S-Fly, and a Tetris that transfers over the well.
That was so good. Oh, nicely done.
But that one situation has allowed Fractal to build over a 2.5 Tetris lead. And speaking about, these two players, they both qualified in at seed number 2 and seed number 3. Meme, of course, getting that first seed, which is why they're meeting each other right here. Right. Both of these players got 7 max outs in their qual. They were only separated by kickers. Fractal had a high 780, Alex T with a 640. So...
Yeah, and again, because you can see the different stacking that these guys have had, Alex T has been having a lot more rough RNG with the pieces, and Fractal, chugging along over here with a 78% Tetris rate. Alex T currently at a 54, but again, it's going to come down to some late play for sure, barring any sort of catastrophic drops from these players.
And of course, we do have level 39, the super kill screen. And so there is a limit. They're not going to be able to line out. We both know that both of these players are game crashers.
Right.
And so they're not going to be able to, we're not going to see no level 153. We might see a level 40 because I believe these two players have cleared at least 10 lines from a super kill screen start. Alex C, I know he's done 20.
And the super kill screen is literally just 2 times faster.
It's twice as fast as normal kill screen. In fact, last year during warm-ups, Alex T did get a level 40 during just warm-ups with a super kill screen turned on. So it'd be cool if we could see that in match play, but it's also dependent on where we are there. Right, and speaking about where we are there, let's talk about where we are now. 375 for Fractal, 319 for Alex T, down by, once again, that kind of just over 2.5 Tetris deficit.
So I thought you were going to say that, again, shout outs to Genesis for allowing Tetris to be, have a home here at in San Jose, California, in Northern California, being able to play Tetris 2 years in a row here at Genesis. So once again, thank you guys. Formerly just basically a Smash tournament, expanded to platforming, expanded to more traditional fighting games, and now doing a lot of retro stuff here as well. So very fun event. If you guys have the chance to make it out here in the future, I would recommend it.
I strongly recommend it. We want to get as many people out here next year if we are able to come back. And that means that we'll be able to expand the bracket, have a lot more fun. And these players Fractal's definitely having some fun. 446 at 92 lines.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at if you're getting around a 600K transition, potentially even more should the pieces fall in his favor.
Yeah, look at this, 83%. But you know what? Alex has built himself all the way back up to 71. Remember, after that dig, I think he was like at 50-something%, and now all the way back up to 71. Obviously, you can grow your rate a lot higher early on. But, once you start getting a little bit later on, it gets a lot harder to raise that rate.
Yeah, all the pieces are just working out for Fractal. He's going to be able to knock down a Tetris. So we are closing in on that level 19 transition. Speeds are going to increase by 50%. So even though these two players are rolling. There is a little bit less maneuverability than what they have on level 18, but we have seen some insane down stacking from these two, not just today, but also in the past.
Ooh, nice.
And I really liked what Fractal said in his interview yesterday. He said that his win, he couldn't attribute his win to just, any prep that happened, within the past week. It was, the 6 years of training, and both of these players have that kind of similar level of experience. And so when it comes to, they know the mentality to go through when they're going through these digs. They know what to do whenever they're approaching transition, like right now.
Yeah, and speaking of, I mean, like that stack right there from Alex, he was getting a couple of very badly timed O pieces, and he's still getting the badly timed O pieces, but he was able to clear through that and stack it in such a way that was great. And so while it's not the optimal transition, it's still a great, beautiful transition for Alex.
560,000 transition for Alex T, 641,000 for Fractal. Both players going to knock down Tetris in level 19, and so now we're off to the races. And it's just nice intentional long bar dependency creation, and it did get filled, but great timing on the bars. I was about to start to feel bad for Alex T. It's like, man, he's getting all these bars, couldn't use them, but no, he's still scoring Tetrises. He's keeping that deficit within that 3 Tetris range.
Yeah, that again, we talk about RNG, and yes, RNG can help you from time to time. So that was a great sequence for Alex. And so, I mean, sometimes you don't notice the good RNG, but that it's the truth. You will get, generally equal amounts of good RNG and bad RNG. So.
Yeah, so right now, Fractal's still holding a 100,000 point lead. Alex T is going to bite into that, so 78,000 points. And going to have to take a couple of burns, 2 burns, so nothing too concerning. But yeah, both of these players kind of seem to be matching each other for their Tetris rate here in the post-transition, which for Fractal, that's great news. That means that your opponent is staying within that same deficit. But for Alex T, he's like, I'm playing just as efficient as Fractal. I'm not gaining any ground.
Right. But, I mean, Alex T with some great play over there. Always impressed to see the kind of hangs that they just, set up to clear up right away. It's just really well done. Now, awkward situation here. He is still Tetris ready.
Yeah, running into a drought. Both players are having to weather this. So Fractal with a little bit of a misdrop with a double J burn. It's one of my favorite ways to resolve those. Oh my gosh, this drought is growing. We are already in the 50s on this drought, and it's continuing to grow.
What the? Oh my goodness.
At this point, what is happening? 60-piece drought. Where is the long bar? There it is. Oh my gosh.
What? Is that the record? I swear. It feels like that had.
I think that's the highest drought we've seen this weekend. But
oh, for sure. Oh, bad drop here from Fractal now. He's going to have to do some burns to clear that out. Nice little sliding of that O piece in there. making a bad situation not even look as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, and that, really great on Fractal, because a drop like that could seriously cost him some of that his point advantage. And Alex T did close the gap by a pretty significant margin. So still separated by this 3 Tetris range, and Alex T a little bit behind in lines. We are getting close to that level 19. There's the max out for Fractal. 926 for Alex T.
I almost feel like now we have to have a mode of Tetris called the, the extinction of eyepiece, Tetris mode, right? I felt like that's what we were playing just now.
Yeah, I was ready to go into this whole entire spiel of how these players are playing. I was like, wait, that drought counter is at 40. Hold on, it's growing to 50. What do you mean 60?
Oh my goodness. Oh man, 64-piece drought, dude. That's absolute insanity. But again, the fact that these players were able to survive that just shows, the skills that they have. And again, a lot of it is the decision making, the logic. Do I keep trying to chase after the long bar? And I got to keep making sure the right side is stacked in such a way that they can, make the keep the burns coming.
And now that decision-making is going to speed up, because we've gone to level 29. Fractal with 1.15 million and Alex T with 1.08 million. So 100,000 point deficit, and Alex T's going to cut into that with a Tetris.
Oh, but look at this Fractal with a really bad drop.
Oh, another one, and that hang is going to be fatal. So Alex T needs 1,196,000. And he's waiting for the long bar, knocks down a Tetris, another one will do it, and he's going to just take the burns.
He's going to go a little bit simpler over here.
Oh, but these pieces aren't allowing him to simplify things. As a matter of fact, they're making them more complex.
Yeah.
This is not an easy, not a trivial burn down whatsoever, and things are continuing to cascade higher and higher. Alex T now starting to build up high. He needs 16,000 more points. He gets the O piece over there, crucially to the left, and now only, what is that? Just 10,000 points remain.
Beautifully done with that flat eyepiece over there. He's trying to get into that column. There he is. He has column 3.
He hasn't opened. A triple will be good enough. A double followed up by a double, and that's it. Alex T takes game number 1 with a chase down. And going into that, we were like, all right, this is a chase down. It's something that maybe, it was going to be easy. And then he just got pieces that didn't allow for him to go the simple way out. It made the board a lot complicated, and he had to weather that. As a matter of fact, he got close to topping out, arguably.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris! So game 1 in the favor of Alex T. And Fractal not able to get that eyepiece all the way over. Not going to be an issue, but that means that Alex T is going to be able to score off the next long bar that they get for a Tetris.
Yep, there you go. But again, the Tetris rates will still be basically the same as long as, Fractal just gets another eyepiece at some point in time. Which is not
okay, there it is. There it is.
Boom. Tetris. But, as a result, that means Fractal has to do a little extra cleaning that Alex T hasn't had to do, but it's still so early.
Oh, another hang.
Actually, that was a little bit of that analysis paralysis that you were talking about. He kind of wanted to put it into the middle over there and then was like, wait, no, I think it'll be better on the edge. But he's going to be able to clear out here. But again, as you can see, 86 to 44% right now. So
yeah.
But I mean,
things are in the open. Is definitely whenever you have those kind of misdrops, those are like an eye opener. It's like kind of like that. those are eye openers. It's like okay, time to lock in a little bit more.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, I feel almost uncharacteristic of to see Fractal make this many misdrops. At this beginning part, maybe, is actually feeling a little of that pressure that I talked about. He's so good at avoiding, He had his head down a little bit between the matches.
Yeah, I know he's been warming up a lot on 29, trying to make sure things are ready because now, out of round one, he had to play Reed, another fellow Daz player.
Mm-hmm.
So 29 most likely wasn't going to be needed. But going into round 2, when he played up against Tetris Time, a player that has been improving tremendously, he knew that 29 is going to have to be played. And so he was trying his best to get into that mindset.
And Alex was actually trying so hard to maintain that Tetris rate that there was that weird one single block on column 10 that he was waiting to burn. It was 10 or 9, I can't remember, but did make it a little bit awkward. But as you can see, back-to-back Tetrises for Alex T and back to a very clear board here.
Yeah, it's going to hold on to a slight lead because now there's some amount of inefficiency that Alex T had, and that's the best part about this game is that, yes, it's early on. All it takes is for your opponent to not even make a mistake, just not get the pieces that correspond with their stack. Yeah. And all of a sudden, you're back to being separated by, less than a triple.
Yeah. Speaking of the analysis paralysis stuff, I'm sure all the Tetris players, watching right now have experienced the deer in headlights moment where a piece drops and then you just look at the next piece, have no idea where to put it, and it just goes straight.
Oh, yeah. I think that moment for me is the worst is because it's like I genuinely don't know what to do with that.
Right.
And, for as much as Tetris that we all play, there are those situations that just happen and you're just completely foreign. You're like, what do I do with this piece? And especially when I feel like the analysis paralysis affects your experienced players more because they have more of a wealth of stacking knowledge. And so they're inclined to do adjustments like, do I adjust this? Or do I just, go for my initial default placement? And then getting stuck in between that could cause you to have those misdrops, which is neither of what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and Alex T, I mean, he had some amazing tucks and, hang setups and such just now. Look at this, keeping his stack so clean, beautifully done. And look at this. Oh, man, there was some he shakes his head because
long bar dependency has been created.
Yeah, forced into the eyepiece dependency.
And there's a drought forming, too.
This is not good. But he might... no, just
still waiting.
This drought. Okay.
And nice.
Okay.
And
he goes for the Tetris.
He actually went for the Tetris there. Now the question is, how long do we wait for the next long bar, though?
Right, because this is one of those decisions that you have to make. Do you downstack your, the height by getting the Tetris, but then leave the middle to be dependent, so it forces you into harder placements, or do you get the, put it in the middle, don't downstack, but now are able to build a little easier, Yeah,
nice solves over there from Alex T. But yeah, I concur with you. Whenever there's a lot of things, it's like, in theory, you can go for the Tetris and then bring your stack down, so then you would be able to, hopefully another long bar comes to fill in that long bar dependency. Or The alternative is to decide to fill in the long bar dependency, and if you do run into another drought, you don't need the long bar. You can just burn. So it's a decision. It's like Agamescout put it in yesterday's commentary. It's this calculus that these players are having to do. The calculated gambling, you can say.
Yes, yeah, for sure, for sure. And you know what? I was really good at calculus, but you know, it doesn't seem to help me in this game. So, but yeah, you can see right here, Alex T has been, you know, a lot of the decisions that he's been making has been forcing a few certain dependencies over here. But again, you know, not gonna really hold him that far back. Although he has dropped now in the, you know, in the Tetris rate. Compared to Fractal here, 74 to 66.
Yeah, it was those two back-to-back droughts where Fractal, he was in a position to weather them and still keep a clean board, and I want to make that distinction important. Alex T, he could weather them just because his mechanics were on point, but the board was not a position where you could go back in a scoring position. Nice double O burn right there.
Oh, okay, Fractal with an awkward placement. Obviously, if this was modern Tetris rules, he could have slid a piece in there, but that's not going to happen on NES Tetris because NES Tetris is not your friend.
Yeah. But what is those, friend, is those long bars for Fractal. 635 for Fractal on level 20, and Alex T at 573. So once again, Fractal having this lead early on, and it's actually about that same kind of lead that we saw in the last game. Ooh, Alex T not able to adjust that piece in time for, oh, nice, great Z-burn into a Tetris.
Beautiful. I mean, I thought he was going to put that more towards the left, which means the well wouldn't have been open in time for that long bar for the Tetris. But he made the right decisions, and it paid off for him very, very well.
Nice double J's right there to fill in dependency. Yeah. Looks like a small drought is forming. Alex T opens up the well, and so does Fractal. So now the lead has been cut down by a Tetris, and also we do got to keep in mind Fractal is about a level ahead, so there is a chance that they can be like almost neck and neck with each other. Yep. Especially when we get to those later levels like level 24, Tetrises start becoming worth 30,000 points, and then 3 Tetrises is a 100,000 point gap that you could either enforce on your opponents or make up deficit-wise.
Okay, so Fractal's got to get a little burn over there. He had to create an L piece dependency, but got that clear. Now he wants the O piece, and there it is. So there you go. As you can see, a lot of times when you even have those dependencies, you will get the right pieces to help you clear. Oops.
Ooh, a couple of misdrops for Fractal, but there are a lot of interesting ways he can solve this, and I want to see how he's going to, because he might be trying to go for a, couldn't find the right piece.
Yeah.
I think he was looking for either just to roll a piece under or go for a spin tuck. It's not going to happen. Actually, both players are having to do some amount of digging. And Alex T, you can argue maybe he's a bit closer to getting clean.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like sometimes when you get into those situations, like when I was watching Fractal screen, like sometimes because you're playing so fast and so quickly and the landscape is not what you're expecting and it's very something that you haven't experienced, it takes a while for you to process what's going on and being like, okay, this is the piece I need, And so sometimes it can get, the mess can cascade itself.
And that's what makes these players, so great is because when that does happen, because that happens to everyone.
Yeah,
but when that does happen, they're able to recover expertly and efficiently too. Because as we saw with yesterday's tournament there with Hana, there was a lot of digging that resulted in a massive score deficit, even though she survived all the way to the end. In the case of Fractal, those misdrops could have been a lot of digging, but was able to clean it up. And now, holding on to a small lead, Alex T has done a phenomenal job of neutralizing his advantage.
Yeah. So you can see right here, again, exact same Tetris rate, only 8,000 point difference here between these two. They're on the same pace, same lines here. So as you were mentioning, when Fractal was ahead in levels, but basically are now
nice overhang
at
over
the
there.
same
Alex
pace.
T, beautiful triple into a Tetris. Ooh, Simul Tetris. And there it is. Fractal goes into 29 with 1,024,000 points. Alex T, 1,023,000 points and still has a couple lines in hand, but 29 is knocking at his door. Is he ready to answer it? Yes, he is. There's a Tetris. 1,060,000 for Alex T, 1,042,000 for Fractal as he gets set up for a Tetris of his own.
Yeah, so now Alex T with the lead. Fractal doing a little bit of burn to keep himself safe. Yeah, I mean, again, couldn't get the Tetris there, but I think that's fine. He's still waiting for another long bar, but the long bars are not coming.
Yeah, good skims. He goes for the 5-tap there, actually. Didn't want to try and isolate a specific dependency in the center, and Alex T has spent time burning. Fractal accidentally covered up the well. Long bar came, so couldn't use it. Has to go for a double. Gets the piece all the way over to the left. Misdrop, but a Tetris is going to bring the board down.
Oh, no. And that left side is a problem.
But he was able to bring it down with a couple of burns, even though it wasn't a Tetris.
Oh,
good L flat.
That was beautiful.
Nice, great burns. Yeah. Double I piece. He's still keeping things alive. Alex T now goes into lead by a Tetris. as both players now having to do some burning on level 20, or not level 20, level 32, and Alex T with a couple of misdrops.
Yeah, and Fractal, even with that awkward level, is still very manageable here. But Alex T, yep, now has an eyepiece dependency. There it is. Gets a triple out of that. Nice. Burned all the way down here.
Fractal looking for a specific piece, gets that eyepiece, burns another crucial triple, and now kind of has that T-chasm.
Here we go.
All right, we're it. Both players now, Alex T up by 2 Tetrises, and we're closing in on that level 39. Don't let this speed distract you. There is a limit that these players can play at, and we are approaching it. We have about 3 more levels for Fractal, maybe a little bit more, as Fractal gets set up for a Tetris. Waiting on the long bar. There's a Tetris for Alex T. He's built up a 100,000 point lead, but now there's a drought for Fractal. He's waiting for the long bar. Long bar nowhere to be found. The drought continues. Gets the Tetris, but that left side's inaccessible.
Oh, and couldn't manage to keep it up going over there. Again, it's just that drought, that one drought right there really kind of cost him that match over there at the end.
And Alex T, I don't even think Alex T felt the full breadth of that drought. He got it, he topped out at the onset of it. So had Fractal been able to have a manageable stack after that drought, there is possible that he could have chased it down.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But now
5,
4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris! This is it. Game number 3.
Yeah.
Alex T, your current world champ, is 1 game away from knocking out your defending Genesis champ.
But again, you know, just playing here with an audience in person, you know, you're not in the comfort of your own home. So yeah, it could still be pretty stressful playing in this environment.
And unlike, you know, the environments that these players are normally used to playing in, you know, with the retro gaming convention, kind of like we're isolated in our own little area, you get to hear all the noises, especially, you know, we heard this a lot in earlier rounds when there was a lot of noise going over in the main stages over there and the Genesis Smash stuff. And so it's a bit of a different environment, a bit of a different feel. You can feel the intensity.
Right. And I forgot who was it Dani who I was talking to about this? But no, was it Ninja? Someone was telling me about, you know, when Fractal, there was that one controversial match where he cheered and, you know, caused his opponent to.
Yeah, you were probably talking with Ninja.
Yeah. Okay.
250 from K9.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to quickly get in an update over here. We have $250 contribution from K9 watching Tetris.
K9, always thank you so much for supporting our events and helping, you know, get more players out to this, because yes, Genesis is stacked this year, but next year we want it to be even more stacked. We want more players to come out. And
you know, not to to ignore the contributions from Rejinx with $4.44 as well. Every little bit helps, so appreciate you as well.
And right now, Fractal wants a slight efficiency advantage over Alex T. There's been a couple of forced burns on Alex T's part, but either way, both of these players have been pretty chill.
Yep.
There's not too much drama, which I honestly feel like those are some of the scariest moments when you're playing level 18, is when there is no drama. Because now nothing's really happening. The commentators aren't focusing on your opponent topping or, you know, your opponent getting in danger. So now all that's left is you and your thoughts. Is like, okay.
Some drama's happening now on Fractal side there. Had a little awkward situation there. Had no pieces to drop into that column 5 and 6. Has cleaned it up since then, but you did see a little bit of a teeth grit and a head shake from Fractal. So there is a lot of, like, you can feel the pressure building up on him and the frustrations that are getting to him a little bit here.
And speaking about some frustrations, this frustrating set of misdrops over there for Alex T. Had a couple of long bar dependencies, and now might actually go for a dirty left on Tetris. He's set up for it. Goes for the skim.
Beautiful burn right there.
But there's a drought.
What the heck?
Oh, nice double into a Tetris. Way to keep things alive over here for Alex T.
And now he just needs that L piece or an I piece to go over there. Fortunately, that hole you can see over there. Actually, he might even be able to set up for a dirty over here. And he's going to get it, a dirty Tetris. Even better.
We had a tie there for a second, and we're back into a tie. 314 to 314.
Oh my goodness, exact same scores. See if anyone pushes.
And that's actually interesting we had a tie, because there is actually a decent line discrepancy between the two.
Oh, you're right. Interesting, yeah. That very rarely happens, I feel like. Okay. Oh, okay.
Nice adjustment. It's going to accommodate those. Well, that's a lot of eyepieces. Where was this during that 60-piece drought earlier?
Yeah. Like, you always get all the eyepieces when everything's calm and everything's nice. You're just like, come on.
Nice adjustment for Fractal. Wow, both players just running into these eyepieces and having to use them to upstack.
This is, like I said, kind of unfortunate because, you know, you could use them when your stack is a little higher, but it's not how it works.
408 to 408, and 4 lines separating them. So Fractal does have a pace advantage. And sometimes, you know, we say pace, you can help, for those of you that are not necessarily sure what we mean by that, that Tetris rate at the bottom also helps you kind of like visualize. It's like, oh, if they have the better Tetris rate, generally they're going to have the better pace, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I always use the Tetris rate. You know, I talk about it a lot here on commentary. Because it is, in my opinion, the most accurate indicator of who's in the lead. You know, because you could always tell from the Tetris rate. The Tetris rate is
accidental Vit set up over there for Alex T as he holds out for the long bar, knocks down a Tetris.
Yeah, okay, but he needs another eyepiece. He's not going to go for that burn there either.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, gets the Vits.
Yeah, and so
now he has to downstack.
Yeah.
So this is Fractal's opportunity to take advantage of this. As a matter of fact.
Oh, but the RNG from Alex was beautiful right there.
Fractal now needing an eyepiece. Great T-tuck right there. There were a lot of options to place the T in. Fractal found the right one. Gets rewarded with an eyepiece to that left-hand side.
Nice.
And still holding on to a lead as he knocks down another Tetris. 548 for Fractal. 510 for Alex T.
And again, you know, when I bring up, you know, oh, nice RNG for this player, you know, I'm not trying to say like, oh, they got lucky. But, you know, like I said, sometimes you have to be thankful when you do get the good RNG.
Yeah, and your stack has to be able to use RNG. Because these players, don't get it wrong, these players are playing on the same piece sets. But because of the different decisions they made, the RNG might favor one stack more than it favors the other.
Absolutely. But
and of course, you can get the RNG, but if you don't have the ability to get the pieces where they need to go or make the right decision, then it doesn't matter.
Right. Little one piece too early for that eyepiece for Fractal, but he's going to get it. And now he transitions after Alex T has already transitioned. Didn't have a really good place to place that S piece, so going to go for a little bit of, you know, trying to keep the stack a little bit lower with some burns and still maintain that ability to get the Tetris right there. Yeah,
that drought was a bit punishing for Alex T, so now his board is gone slightly in disarray, but he's burned it all the way down really efficiently. Before I could even finish the phrase I was working on, Alex T is already set up for a dirty and knocks it down.
I was so sad because at first it was like, oh no, that eyepiece came one piece too early, but then another one came, and you know, finally the eyepiece, you know, eyepiece burst was actually very useful. Okay, yep, got to burn a little bit for that column 9. Got to fill in that column 9. That J piece will do a good job right there. Set himself up for another Tetris.
Away from being Tetris ready there. But that T piece is going to help, and is able to just throw those pieces over the left. Tetris for Fractal, behind by a level. So that, especially in those later levels, that could translate to 100,000. Small misdrop for Alex T, and potentially a misdrop for Fractal. I actually wasn't sure because the way that the pieces played out, I was kind of fine with that placement.
And look at this, yeah. Now, okay, he did not.
Oh, nice adjustments for Fractal.
Yeah, one of the scariest things is when you're playing at this speed, you know, you don't have as much time to react to seeing what the next piece is a lot of the times. And so you can't take advantage of that piece necessarily unless your stack is low enough that you have more time for the piece to come down.
Yeah, and the stacks are being lowered, followed by Tetris for Fractal. 827 for Fractal, 765. Make that 796 for Alex T.
Yep. So Fractal with a nice lead here again. Like I said, 73% Tetris rate versus the 61%.
But it's still close because you're playing up against an active opponent. Those Tetris rates are you being behind a full level is great and all in terms for how many points you can afford, but if you don't last to utilize it, then it doesn't matter. And speaking about things are getting complicated. Nice, Fractal does get that. Those pieces. Oh, that adjustment. Way to intentionally create a long bar dependency to adjust for the long bar that was coming in next, and that's going to allow Fractal to continue to increase his lead as Alex T is still burning.
Alex T's, the RNG for him has not been kind right now. He is trying to get, actually, that was great right there. So now looking for a piece that can get it. Actually just goes for the T-burn like that. I love that double burn. And look at this.
Almost down to the bottom, and another misdrop. Yeah, once again, still can survive, but we are closing in on 29, and now Fractal already has maxed. And he's a full level behind, so has more scoring potential.
Yeah,
so now
and what happened to Alex there was a great example of that analysis paralysis. We're talking about that first piece. It was caused by the previous piece because he was thinking, where should I put this? Where should I put this? Decided at the last second and didn't have the mind. It wasn't, thinking about what the landscape was going to look like, and it kind of messed up the next piece drop over there. So it happens to the best of us. It's just how fast can you recover, especially now that you're at the thrill screen speed, but not a problem for Alex T. He's got himself a neutral board, and boom, Tetris for Alex T.
But he's down by 200,000 points as Fractal goes into 29 as well with almost a 1.2. He's looking to extend his tournament here and now. This is game 3. Fractal has everything on the line here. There's a Tetris for Fractal. Alex T, the well is covered. That left side is getting uncomfortably high, and there's no way that he has access to that well down at the bottom. He's going to have to down stack, able to get pieces over to the left, trying to open it up. The well is open. He's doing a little bit of sacrificing, and there it is. Tetris for Alex T. Now with the max, keeping hope alive. Now he's got to get himself back in the scoring position as Fractal's trying to down stack.
Yeah, that down stacking was beautiful right there. Able to keep himself alive because that's more important than anything right now, especially Alex T, because he knows he can survive for such a long time. Look at the stacking.
He's going for row 2. He knows he's down by 8 Tetrises at this point, and now both players, oh no, this could be a punishing draw for both. Alex T gets it over. Now Fractal's having to down stack, able to find accurate placements. Great sequence of birds over there for Fractal, and he's almost brought the board back down to the bottom.
Yep, just needs to get, okay.
Oh, those pieces are a bit rough. Fractal gets the T-piece over. That was crucial. Missing that would have been game over. And Alex T is continuing to chase down the lead. Now down by 6 Tetrises. Fractal's still trying to down stack.
That down stack was amazing. And
nice flat placements. The well is open. And there it is, Tetris for Fractal. And Alex T is set up for a center one in column 5. And there's one for Alex T. 1,200,000, 1,400,000.
He's going for it again. He knows he has to.
Yeah, he only has a couple more levels left. 3 levels left. There's a lot of points, but Fractal is slamming down these Tetrises back and forth. Alex T knocks down another one, but now there's holes in the stack. What more can he do? Fractal set up for another one. Tetris ready, and there's another one for Fractal.
Yep. And, the kill screen number 2 is coming up.
Oh, Fractal, hold on, a couple of misdrops, so we might not be able to score for a bit. And Alex T with a hangover to the left. He has to get his eyepiece over, and he's running into issues, not able to recover. Fractal tops it at 1,500,000. There's
the eyepiece couldn't get it over there. And Fractal is not going to go down in a 3-0 sweep. He has put one game on the board, and so now it is 2-1. What a game.
What a game. Fractal said, I see that broom you have, Alex T. It's time for me to take that broom and put it in my hand. The reverse sweep can start right now.
Absolutely. These players are so good. Any one of them could win 3 in a row very, very easily. But wow, what a match there.
We're going to get another game. Here we go in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right.
They'll understand.
I mean, I don't want to leave.
We got to at least finish this match.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll do it. You know what? Let me text him really quick. Let him know. Okay.
But what a game that was. So much action going on.
Okay.
And Alex T already not having too fun. Nice line spin, though. But it's these kind of starts that have allowed Fractal to kind of establish these early 18 leads. And it all just generally happens because both players, they're generally going to stack the same to open. But it's when that deviation comes, then that sequence of pieces after is like, does it favor my deviation, my opponent's deviation, or both? Because there are multiple ways to stack the pieces.
And, it's so interesting here. Look at the way that Alex T has been playing. He's in this situation because he had a chance to burn down a little bit. But the fact that both of these players are so good, you're so pressured to keep going for, dirty Tetrises all the time. Like, you want to down stack with Tetrises because you need every single point that you can muster, Yeah,
these players know that what each other is capable of, especially, Fractal having these notable achievements with efficiencies in these kind of CTWC tournament games. And Alex T is, probably playing more aggressive to kind of match up for that efficiency. Because if you have the ability to play aggressive, if the pieces do come, you can get rewarded. You can help chase down some of that efficiency when Fractal decides to take a burn.
Yeah, and you see right now for Alex, he was going for another dirty Tetris, and so ending up building a very awkward stack in the middle there. I mean, it hasn't hurt him too badly, obviously from a top-out standpoint, but as you can see, his Tetris rate is at 47% because like I said, the dirty Tetrises he's been setting up were the correct dirty Tetrises, and he was doing a smart thing, but the pieces just have not been as accommodating until just now right there.
Speaking about accommodating, Fractal having to go for dirty Tetrises, did have a couple of misdrops early on, and so that did force him to start building up from row 3 and higher, but he's still able to maintain this lead up against Alex T, because Alex T had 2 separate long bar dependencies, as Fractal had a super long bar dependency, need 2 long bars to fix it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was such a nice flat burn. But, God, they are not.
These are some rough pieces. Trying to find efficient way. Because it's like neither player is getting the piece that they need for their stack. There's certain dependencies that both of them are setting up, and the game is just not giving it to them. And there's a dependency that both of them have, a long bar dependency. In fact, Fractal, look at that S-burst. And the drought continues. Now we're at 30 pieces. Fractal covers up the well as soon as the long bar comes. So couldn't use the long bar, but can use the next one, bringing the stack down by a much-needed margin. Oh, another misdrop from Fractal.
Oh, boy. This is brutal here. Both of these players, but, I mean, look at Alex T. He has gotten through his stack over there, obviously trying to set up for another dirty Tetris. Oh, there it is. Okay, now, perfect for Alex T. So he is in a great position right now.
Fractal looking for a J or an I piece. Decides to throw that T piece over there. Smart move. I piece is going to help.
Yeah, this is the opportunity right now for Alex T to really catch up again, you know, to get to get closer to the same rate that Fractal is at this point. But Fractal is finally starting to get burned through there, and finally the good RNG helping him a little bit here.
Great job on Fractal for surviving that Z double,
perfect.
Beautiful.
And now
Alex T.
Yeah, and Fractal actually has a row 1 Tetris set up. There we go. Boom, Tetris for Fractal.
Does have a hole, so gonna have to do some down stacking as Alex T was in a position. Oh, actually set up dirty, and no, just gonna burn out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe, no. Looks like he might be recommitting.
One,
yeah, there it is, Tetris.
But now it has that T piece. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Okay.
Great commentator's blessing there.
Yeah. And there you go. Boom, Tetris for Alex T.
And now we're back in tie game territory.
Yeah, and look at this. Both of them back to very clean, neutral boards. And see, that's when you adjust yourself in the chair again.
Yeah. Because generally, whenever you see the scores are a bit lower on one player's end, and Van Weyl likes to say this a lot in commentary, if the scores are lower on one player's end, then it's probably on them. But if the scores are lower on both players' end, then that means the game is feeding them difficult pieces. And as you just watched, it was some difficult sequences.
Yeah. It was definitely tough to handle that sequence. But again, you can see both of these players making it out of there. No problem. Oh, interesting.
Interesting delay burn over there from Fractal.
Right. Okay, so he's going to get the Tetris there, and now he has to burn through there. Okay, so he's going to do it with the double T piece. And, okay, perfect. Now he's back to neutral state over here. He wasn't going to be able to get the Tetris out of that I piece, but the second one over here, all right, back to a clean board.
He found great utilization on it. Was instead of, being able to score the Tetris, he's like, I'm going to get Tetris ready with it and adjust the piece prior. Nice adjustment over there. So this time, Alex T going to be in the lead as we approach transition. There it is, a 443 for Alex T. Fractal has one more in hand.
Yep.
And there it is, a transition for Fractal, 429.
Oh, and great pieces right there for Fractal to be able to get the stack a lot cleaner. And yeah, just needed that Z piece to be Tetris ready. And boom, Tetris for Fractal. Small little gap over there for Alex.
I love that Z vertical that was placed by Alex T. Unfortunately, the pieces aren't quite rewarding him for his creativity. But Fractal not in necessarily a great position either. Nice. Keeps the well open, rather. Knocks in a Tetris, and we're separated by just under a Tetris. Alex T's favor.
Oh, yeah, it's got to go for that over there, and has that really unfortunate situation over there on the right side of his board. But actually, no, great pieces. He's going to go, continue to set up for the Tetris over there. Did have to force himself into one hole that he's going to be able to burn through right there. And now Fractal back to never mind, had to create a gap right there.
Nice, makes the adjustment to get the full utilization of that T-piece and a Tetris for Fractal. 544 to now 587. Alex T in the lead by a Tetris and a half.
Yeah, and again, these are like some of the best players that we have, and the fact that they're both sitting at 50% at this point, is an indication that these pieces have been so brutal.
18 was definitely brutal, but it seems like 19 has been a little bit more kind.
Yes. Oh, okay, there we go. The perfect, actually, the I piece, and then the O piece was great for Alex. The boom Tetris for Alex. Fractal now waiting for the long bar, and boom Tetris for Fractal.
both players being able to utilize, and because of Fractal being able to be just a little bit more efficient, Alex at some spots is only down by a Tetris, but that hole is going to be a little bit of a hindrance.
Yeah, again, just some kind of unfortunate RNG here. Just trying to play it safe a little bit, though, which is, tough to do, again, because like I said, the way that these players push each other, but a triple right there. Oh, beautiful.
Alex T, nice, just barely able to get that eyepiece over. Now is going to have to use a long bar to fill in that dependency on the left-hand side.
And of course, what's going to happen? It's a drought.
Yeah. As soon as Fractal is able to get his stack ameliorated, there's a misdrop over there for Fractal. And this isn't necessarily the easiest to down stack. We know he can do it.
Yeah.
But now Alex T has almost built up a 100,000 point lead. Fractal, beautiful burn.
Oh my God.
Absolutely surreal. And those O pieces were garbage.
Okay, and a Tetris for Fractal over there. But again, still not the cleanest of boards. Yeah, didn't want to throw that J piece over there on the side, but got it this time. Needs an I piece again, so he's going to do some burning instead and do the split burn over there, which is going to help him out a little bit. Oh, nice.
Finally, Fractal able to bring the board down to the bottom and get himself... Oh, great T adjustment. What a find.
Oh, man. And that's experience right there, like you said.
But he's going to have to be relying on that experience here. 742 is Fractal's current score. He's down by over 100,000 points as Alex T is at 901. This is it. This is Fractal's, could be his final stand. Right. Can he make the comeback as we head into 29 for Alex T at 938 and Fractal still with one Tetris to go.
Yeah, we've gotten to the thrill screen here for Alex T, but again, as rollers,
a little bit uncomfortable for Fractal. Alex T.
Watch out! Look at that
Fractal.
drop.
Hold on, Fractal. This drought. Oh no! Fractal, can he get anything over to the left?
No!
And Fractal's going to top it at A17. Alex T eliminates your defending Genesis champion and advances to the finals.
And you can see the expression on Alex T's face. He almost can't seem to believe it himself. But there you go. Fractal is going to be your DAS champion, but he is not going to be able to manage to go 2 tournaments here at Genesis. He will be going home tied in 3rd place. Oh, we'll have to play
they have to play the 3rd place match.
Out over there. But Alex T will be moving on to grand finals. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Fractal.
What a game, what a match.
But it will be Alex T that is moving to the grand finals. And so, again, your current CTWC champion trying to win that tournament and then here at Genesis as well.
Yeah, what a match. And that game 3 is going to just be, even though Alex T lost by such a margin, it was just such a phenomenally played game 3 on both players' parts.
There was one matchup I heard that you were really, really pumped to have happen if it could possibly happen, and it did. So why were you so pumped to have a match with Tetris Time?
Tetris Time haunts my nightmares. I have finally defeated my inner demons with that victory, and I can now rest.
That is true, remember. So, you have a victory. I mean, you did eventually, after 2021, you did win a world title, and now you did defeat Tetris Time in a match.
My only two objectives since then.
Perfect Tetris bucket list. Everything checked off. So, what has this whole Genesis event been like now that we're in the middle of it compared to last year?
Compared to last year, I think, honestly, I've been involving myself in this and in the organization things a lot more, so I haven't really gotten as much a chance to walk around and experience everything. Also a factor because we are doing way more in this event compared to last year. Last year, I think basically Friday was all to ourselves, and we were running an entire other tournament. But yeah, I think there's definitely a lot more people that showed up that came into the qualifiers. We have to expand the brackets on like both tournaments. And I do think like the quality of players has increased and will continue to increase because I think people will return because they like it, and I think new people will come who are also good.
Yeah, it's been really cool. There's been so much work done by you and the other people behind the scenes. Such a great turnout, so many tournaments, really expanding both the main event and DAS. So you showed that you still got it with rolling, but that you've really become a champion of DAS this weekend. So congratulations again, Fractal.
Thanks, Scott. See you around.
Back to you. Oh, we have another interview.
Congratulations to the 2023, CTWC champion. Finally getting that win against me. I know that has a special place in your heart.
It does.
And congrats.
Thanks. You play great, man.
I want that get back.
All right, back to you, Sharky and James.